Hello gorgeous, it's Jen. Welcome back to my channel. Today I am excited to talk a little eyebrow talk with you. I've recently changed my routine and I wanted to share what I do with you. Everybody's brows are unique, everyone's style is unique. This is just what I'm doing, so hopefully this can help somebody out there that is struggling with what to do with their unruly brows or just want a more put together look. If that sounds interesting, just keep watching. I'm sure you can tell that I have this brow done and this brow undone. You can see that the brow hairs are lifted on this side. There is color filling in the sparse spaces. So I'm going to share my current favorite brow products with you today and go through making these brows match. So the first thing I'm going to do is take my e.l.f. Brow Lift Gel. This is my current favorite, and this is a clear gel. It is a dupe, I'm told, for the Anastasia Brow Freeze. I am at the bottom of mine, which I'm very sad about. I'm gonna have to pick up another one, but the good news is it's $6. So I just tap it in there. And after I tap it in I take my bent spoolie. You can use any spoolie, or e.l.f. does sell an applicator for it. I go in and I'm just gonna start brushing these brow hairs up. And what's nice about this gel is that it doesn't get hard as a rock. It holds them, but they still feel on the softer side, but not so soft that they're gonna lose their shape. What's nice is these brows will stay just like that for the rest of the day. So that is step one. We do need to give that a minute to set / dry. So normally I will do my eyebrows first. I will start with the brow gel and then I'll go into priming my face or doing my eyeshadow, do something else while that sets, and then come back to the brows. By the way, if you're interested in any of the makeup that I have on today, of course I will have it listed and linked in the description box for you below. I wanted to go very simple with my makeup look today. Although I will say I am using that new Loreal bronzer and enjoying it very much, and pulled out my number 7 Skin Perfector that I have not used in months and months, and wow, I'm reminded how much I love that. So I'm gonna have to do an updated favorite skin tints video because that is just so smoothing and wonderful. I do want to tell you, you should slide your fingers through that spoolie because you will get some buildup and you don't want that to stay in the spoolie. So I just pull that off with my fingers, take a rag and wipe it off. What you will need is a brow pencil. I would say my 3 favorite brow pencils at the moment are this one from Wet n Wild. This is the one I'm going to be using today. This is their micro brow pencil, deep brown. I also love the Sephora micro brow pencil. It's the Sephora collection one. I picked up 2 of them during the sale. I think it retails for like $12. This one is also very inexpensive, less than $7, I believe. And then the third one is from a company called Realher. I discovered them through Boxycharm. Love that. Pop-ups in Boxycharm. I was able to pick it up, I believe, for $5 or $6. It retails for $16, so even then it's not so bad. I do prefer a brow pencil with a spoolie and a micro tip. I just think it's easier to get those hair-like strokes. I also use a stick foundation. This one is from Wet n Wild, and what I do is when I'm ready to clean up my brows, I'll take a flat brush and I will go into just the tip of that and I will clean up the brow with that. That helps if you get messy. I also brought my NYX Lift and Snatch brow pen. I do not use this every day, but I do use it often. I will use this just to perfect. If the brow is not looking as evenly filled in as I would like, I will use that to complete the look. So let me give this another couple minutes and then we'll jump in with the brow pencil. I'm gonna go into my Wet n Wild pencil and I'm going to see if I can do this because my mirror is pretty far away from me. But what I'll do, and of course I'll zoom you guys in, is I start at the bottom and I start outlining the bottom of the brow. This is the only like line this way that I'll draw in. Everything else will be going up. So I start at the bottom and I outline the shape of my brow. Then I'm going to start flicking up, and I start not at the inner corner but right towards, like about a quarter of the way in, and start just flicking up with the pencil, starting at that baseline and just flicking up to create those hair-like strokes. Never forget about the tail of your brow. It should go about to the corner of your eye. Some brows end here. If they do, just continue to fill it in very, very lightly. But the second half of your brow should be a little bit darker than the front half, just to be more natural. So I am just flicking. Now I am going to go towards the front, but with an even lighter hand. This is where the spoolie comes in. You can go in and you can brush that product through so that you have an even application. Let me see if I can get this light on. There we go. That helps a little bit. It's fun getting old and needing glasses. So I am just lightly starting at the bottom and flicking up. I will say if you're right-handed, your left brow is a little more difficult. This is my more difficult brow. I would assume if you're left-handed, your right is your more difficult. We're just flicking up, blending with the spoolie. And now I can see a little bit of a sparse area right here that I'm trying to fill in. You want to make sure that your brow lines up with that corner of your nose. They will never be twins, they can only be sisters, so do your best to have them at the same length. Do not be afraid to use your finger to clean up. If you go too far across the top, you can do it that way. You could also use your cleanup brush for that. I am going to put a few strokes of my NYX Lift and Snatch in this brow, just to show you how you have to be very, very gentle. But do you see how it's making those strokes? And if you go in too heavy, just go in with your spoolie and blend it out. But just be very careful towards the front of that brow. See, look what happened. I just got a big smear. That's okay, we can fix that. I'm just gonna try to blend it out. Wow, blend it out with my spoolie. Hit it with my finger, taking off the excess product. Wow. It's funny, I was watching Samantha March and this happened to her, and Yelika was doing her makeup and that happened. That's okay. Drama happens. I just sort of blotted it with my finger. We're gonna try to blend it out. It looks pretty good. Now this brow looks to be a little bit higher than this brow, so I'm going to go back over to this brow and just try to make that match. I'm going to raise this one a little bit more. And that could have been my fault. I could have gone in a little too hard on that wand. You do have to be very, very light-handed. So it's just about making sure everything is looking symmetrical. I'm going to go back in with my flat brush and my stick foundation. This is very inexpensive. You could use any concealer. I just find that it's easy to go in to a stick foundation. Of course, you know Wet n Wild's very inexpensive. And you can use that to clean up the fronts. Just be very light-handed. And of course, you want to make sure that you're as close to your skin tone as possible. You don't want a bright line going across there. And make sure that you blend it down. And there you go. Because that brow gel is in there, it's gonna hold well and stay all day. Of course, a setting spray is not gonna hurt anything. This is my benefit. Again, I'll have everything listed for you in the description box below. I hope that this was helpful. If you have a favorite brow product that you cannot live without, let me know. If you've not subscribed to my channel, I hope you'll consider subscribing before you leave. I love to play with makeup. I love to learn new techniques. I post on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays. Give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, if you found it helpful. I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Have a great day.